Hi guys, this is Tobias DL3MHT, and today I have a video for you how I'm constructing the output transformer for the QRP-Labs transceivers. So this will be suitable for QDX, QDXM and QMX. I'm reading that straight from the assembly instructions. And especially I've built the really weird twisted sisters transformers for 12-volt receivers. I filmed this just while constructing, so the video is probably quite slow and I will use a time lapse when things drag on. This comes directly from the assembly instructions version 1.00b. So let's get started. I'm rephrasing a bit. Step 1. Cut approximately 25 cm of 0.6 mm enameled copper wire and fold it in two. Twist the top of the fold for 2 cm. Note this initial 2 cm twist does not have to be very tight. Place each leg of the wire hairpin into each hole in the binocular. Step 2. Fold each of the two wires protruding from the other end of the binocular across the opposite hole. Step 3. Cut another 20 cm of wire approximately and lay it parallel to the wires we just bent over in step 2. Step 4. Clockwise twist this parallel wire with the bent over wires protruding out of the binocular core. This is just a loose twist to keep things in place. Step 5. Put one end of the twisted wire into the chuck of your electric drill and hold the other end of the twisted wire either with pliers or secure them in a vise. Doing this with pliers is perfectly fine. Step 6. Now comes the fun bit. Check the rotation direction of your drill and then carefully squeeze the trigger to get a neatly twisted wire. Best performance is obtained when the twists are tight and symmetrical. Run the drill slowly until you're happy with the result. Step 7. Now push one side of the twisted wire through the hole it was laying across and not the hole it came through. Note that it requires some force to push the wire through, and in this process it is easy to scrape the enamel off the wire as it passes the hard edges of the binocular core hole entrances. This is not a showstopper. It doesn't matter if bare copper touches the ferrite material. On the other hand, it certainly does matter if the bare copper wire touches other bare copper wire in the hole. So it's better to avoid scraping any enamel off the wires. In other words, slow and steady does the trick. Step 8. Pull the twisted pair tight all the way through the binocular core. Step 9. Do the same with the other end of the twisted wire and feed it through the hole it was initially laying across. Step 10. Carefully pull tight. Step 11. Slide one twisted pair back through the opposite hole away from the twisted hairpin loop. Step 12. Do the same with the other twisted pair and slide it through the opposite hole, again holding it away from the twisted hairpin loop. Pull both twisted pairs tight. Step 13. Untwist the two pairs at the end of the binocular. The twisted hairpin loop is the primary, connecting to BS170 transistor drains. Two of the four wires coming out of the other end of the binocular are the secondary windings. The other two with continuity to the twisted loop are later twisted together and form the center tab of the transformer. So I guess after this explanation we know why it is called really weird twisted sister transformer. Okay, last step, step 14. Cut the twisted hairpin loop and untwist the few turns outside the transformer core. Scrape the wire enamel from the end of all the wires so that you can use a DVM in continuity mode or test for zero resistance. Identify the two of the four wires coming out of one side of the transformer that have continuity between them. Splay these outwards. This is the secondary side of the transformer. The remaining two wires in the middle are the primary center tab and should now be twisted together. Now retest with the DVM and check against the picture in the assembly instructions. All points marked P for primary should have continuity, and all points marked S for secondary should have continuity. But there should be no contact between secondary and primary. If there is, you made a mistake somewhere. You must fix it before putting the transformer into the PCB. The really weird Twisted Sisters transformer is now complete and ready for installation in your QDX, QDXM, QMX PCB. Okay, so far the instruction manual. At this point, the wires of the transformers are still quite long, and the scraped off enamel was just good enough to basically find the orientation of the cables, basically what is the secondary and what is the primary. So what I have done as a next step now was to do a test fit of the transformer in the PCB and cut off the excess wire. After this step, I removed the transformer again and scraped off the enamel. Of course, double and triple checking that the orientation of the secondary and primary did not get messed up in the meantime. Then I soldered it into the PCB. Make sure to not accidentally tin the wire ends before trying to do so, because the wire ends won't fit through the PCB holes anymore. Okay, I'm not sure if the world needed this video, because the assembly instructions are quite epic, but sometimes a video helps and it's easier to see things from a video than from static pictures. So I hope you liked that video, and until next time. 73